Hello, hello, hello. We're doing another one of those great movie reviews because I know how much you enjoy them. You enjoy them so much. No, you don't. I'm doing a double bill again. A double bill. Um, I find it interesting when genre movies take a diversion. And in this case, Bone Tomahawk, it's a western, but it's also a horror. And the following film in this, Grim Prairie Tales, is also a western that takes on horror ideas. You've seen this before in films like Dusk to Dawn, where it's a heist movie and then they're vampires. I find that interesting where they smash two genres together. I find it interesting. Here's a challenge for you. Can you think of any others? Can you put them in the comments below in case there's any that I've forgotten or may not have considered? And then I'll have a look at those. Maybe I can talk about those. Hey, that's like interaction. That's like I care about you and what you think. Um, so yeah, how about that? That's kind of good. And then it's kind of you like request. It's like we're doing requests now. Yeah, Bone Tomahawk. It was made in 2015, directed by S. Craig Zahler. He's somebody he's done a few films after. I mean, there was one with Vince Vaughn in where he's in prison. It's all right. Prison movies could do that, but other than that, his career kind of really stalled after this. It's a shame because this film is rather good. Of course, I do have issues with it. So yeah, it's set in the Wild West in the 1890s, and it starts with two robbers, two ne'er-do-wells, who happen upon a burial ground, and it's not your usual kind of burial ground. It's a bit, there's a vibe, there's a certain vibe given off, and they fall foul of the locals, as it were. Again, I'm going to have to say spoilers because I'm going to have to give away plot points to talk about the film. It's one of those films where I have to talk about plot points. So if you haven't seen the film, go off and catch up with it. It is worth your while. It's a good one. I'm just saying that. I'm going to give you that already. It's a good one. So go and check it out. But I will have to talk about plot points in order to talk about the movie because it's difficult. And I came into this knowing I had an idea of what it was about, but I didn't know everything. Yeah? I just knew it was a like horror western, and but but yeah, the villains of the piece turn out to be kind of cannibalistic troglodytes. They're described as troglodytes, but they do have some kind of Native American culture because you can see it from there. To the uneducated man, they would look like Native Americans. But even the Native American character in it, played by I've forgotten the guy's name, Zahn McClarnon, who you may have seen in Fargo and in Westworld. Very distinctive and very good actor. He always plays the moody guy. He's very moody, very got a lot of presence. Even he says, "Well, they're not like us. They're different. Again, I think he describes them as troglodytes." So anyway, one of the robbers escapes their clutches and heads to the local town. He's followed. They kidnap some people from the town, and we've got ourselves a posse going to hunt down the ne'er-do-wells. The other ones, the troglodytes, and it goes on from there. Again, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but like I said, there are certain plot points in this you have to discuss in order to talk about the film. Kurt Russell plays the local sheriff, and he's a guy. He doesn't want any trouble. He wants everything. He wants his town to be a nice place to live. So this is something he's not really. I wouldn't say he's not really prepared for it. He is and he isn't. It's like, what are we dealing with? But we have Matthew Fox in it, he's got a bit of a backstory. He has a dark history. again, which isn't revealed until later on in the film. Matthew Fox was from Lost, of course, and he's more than willing to shoot some people and reclaim those who are missing. Patrick Wilson plays Arthur, and it's his wife who's kidnapped. As well as the I think it's the deputy sheriff or one of the deputies, and they head off on a long journey to to save the day. That's it. Again, you've had films like that. You've had westerns like this before, where there's been a raiding party and they've kidnapped people. That story's been done before, but here, because the troglodytes are vicious and they have no mercy. It's a very bloody and brutal film. That's without everything else. That's without the inhospitable climate that they have to travel through. Because it is the West after all. So yeah, it is. It is it's a tough film. The only issue with it is the length of it. It's 132 minutes, and they spend an awful lot of time building up character, which is good in a way. Again, also the journey to the troglodytes is stretched out, and there's a really tight action horror film in here. But because of the nature of it, because of the way it's edited, and because of there's all this development, it's a bit of a long haul, and especially the resolution. The resolution seems quite passes quickly. There's not the pace. It's got a pacing issue, but that's not to say I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy it, but I'm like, this could have been done. I'm acting. I'm looking at my watch. This could have been done. This could have been done a lot quicker. And it's a shame because, like I said, it's a really good cast. It's a really good story. It's done really well. The horrific. There's one set piece which is just brutal. But it's done really well. But yeah, it's this obsession with, going past the 2 hour mark. And again, I think if they'd have edited about half an hour off of it, it would have been a really tight, really exciting, thrilling film. A lot of they've gone for the slow burn thing, and I don't think it pays off because it isn't that kind of film. You get that with films like High Noon, talking of westerns, and that's where the tension, is fine. With this, it should be quick because hey, we've got to catch them, we've got to get there. There's no. But anyway, that's my main criticism of the film. Other than that, it's really good, and I think the makers of Red Dead Redemption 2 must have watched this film because there's a scene in this which is almost replicated in Red Dead Redemption 2. It's a key scene towards the end of the movie and of the game. So yeah, they must. When that scene played out, I instantly thought of Arthur Morgan and his adventures. So that was fun. But yeah, it's a very good film. Just a bit long, and it's like I say, there's a really good cast in it, and it is horrific, and you do care about the characters because they do develop the characters, but they spend a bit of too much time doing that. And it's a shame that S. Craig Zahler hasn't done anything of more note because he showed that he had a vision. That is again, he's very good direction. It's just the editing was the issue. So yeah, that is a western that's a horror, or horror that's a western. And next movie, which I'm going to be talking about, which is called Grim Prairie Tales, is a similar one. And I think you can watch them side by side, back to back. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you for watching. My name's been Darren Lock, and we're talking about Bone Tomahawk, a movie from 2015 starring Kurt Russell and Patrick Wilson and Matthew Fox, among others. Do check it out. It is a good film. And that's it. There's only one more thing left to say by now. You should know what that is, and that is ta-da.